All right. we are live. We are live. Doing a writing up a book review right now. I just did a book review. The Silverfish, I did a book review video. Now I'm going to actually be nice and post it on Amazon and BookBub and Goodreads. Not the video. I don't know if you're even allowed to do that. I doubt you're allowed to do that. Hopefully we'll get some conversations in. There's Lorraine. Yeah. First one in. Lorraine in the house. I'm doing good today. I'm doing good. I had a good week. Had a great weekend. Lost a pound from last week, which is nice. Yeah. Okay. I'm here. I set my alarm just to be here on time. Nice. Sometimes you got to, sometimes you just got to. I cannot spell recommended. There we go. Eighth tries the charm, right? Or whatever that saying is. 6,000 times the charm. Well, there's a thing on here. Share a video or photo. Yeah, forget it. Everybody saying hi to each other. Tom says, how was all the blueberries? Oh, I'll get into that, Tom. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, where's the blueberry muffins? I thought there was going to be blueberry muffins. I'll explain the whole thing once we get everybody in. I'm adding blueberry muffins to my list of things to order. Come on. This does not take that long. You know what? Better late than pregnant, or something like that. See any blueberry and Armand's beer? No, I just took a shower. I took a shower, and you know what I did? I used my fancy beard oil and conditioner on this because it's getting a little raggy. To be honest with you. Yeah, Key, you're like a minute late. I had to get a commercial for the Silverfish review. Did you make it long enough? Yeah. Look, Keith, I don't know how all that works. Yeah, as long as it's over 8 minutes, but you don't get ads on everything. But thank you for watching. Maybe on your next two watches, when you put it on in the background, maybe then it will. Otherwise, I have no idea. Yeah, Lorraine had to beat Keith here today. Keith, I'll let you know. I appreciate it. Again, I don't control all that. All I just click the button and say, yes, I want ads. I don't. I want a medium amount of ads. I don't want too many ads, and then they do everything from there. Dr. Squatchbeard, don't know. I don't know if it's live bearded or live bearded. I would imagine it's live bearded. I did use Dr. Squatch soap though, so if that's anything, I do have Dr. Squatch soap. But when I got here, there were only ads, no Armand. Happy Monday, everybody. There's Charlie in the house. I mean, everybody's coming in. You know, Frank and Nick, where are yous? Where is yous, as the young kids say. Happy Monday. That's an oxymoron, yeah. I got an acceptance from one of the stories that I sent out last Monday to Yellow Mama. Hey, Mama. A flash fiction piece. I like working with them. It's my second story with them. I had the Princess on a Pillow back in June, and then I'll have this one will be there in their August issue. And they had another story moved to the second round for Cold Caller magazine, but they're like it's like a 4 to 6 month wait on them. So Trish says not much. Just glad to have a day off. Our busy season is starting up, so I may miss a lot of lives for a while. You just tell the giraffes, hey, I'm busy today. Frank in the house. I just liked a Walls of Horror video before popping in here. Also, I'm typing this while watching commercials. Nice. Congrats, Frank. Hey, folks. Hey, thanks. Everybody's in the house. Yeah, Lorraine's the official greeter. Lorraine was in first. That's the duty of the first one here, Lorraine. Exactly. Lorraine's the teacher's pet today. Exactly. Easiest roll up, let's say, so I'll take it. Exactly. That's funny. So I got a new book review that came up today. Watch it later 3 times. So I will tell you this about the Blueberry Festival. By the time we got there, it was around noon. Noon. Though it may not be a happy Monday, it is release day for the print books of Memoir of a Monster. So yeah. Was it a positive review? Yes. Warning about my next video that is going live in a few minutes. It ain't pretty in any way. I will definitely watch it this afternoon. Like I'm gonna put it on my list, my list of things to do today. I have a whole post-it note of 47 things I got to catch up on. Chess, about 7,200 words for my goal. Goal ends Thursday night. I got this. Oh, you definitely got this, Chad. News far too late to be showing up to a Blueberry Festival. Congratulations, Keith. May want to skip it. Haas will watch it. Lorraine must have reviewed Socks. Yeah. You do not read that book, Lorraine. No, we from 8 to 12 was the blueberry pancake thing. I was like, I don't want blueberry pancakes. We went to a donut shop near us, and I got me a nice cup of coffee and a sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant and a donut. And my wife got some stuff. And then we drove out, and then it's like an hour away, but then it took us like a half an hour just to get turned down the road because the traffic was crazy. 2 ways on a highway. Everybody's trying to make this turn to get to the Blueberry Festival. And they had no cops on the highway, which they should have. 47 cops at the Blueberry Festival itself, but nobody directing traffic out there. So it took us forever, which is fine. Place was packed. A lot of blueberry stuff was already sold out. The lady was like, I have one blueberry pie left. We're like, I don't want to buy it. And then my wife's like, if I buy blueberries, will you eat them? I said, probably not. I probably will a handful, but they were like 7 pounds of blueberries in a box. And I'm like, I'm not going to eat 3.5 pounds of blueberries. And I don't know what you're going to make. We did buy some macaroons. But lemon, because of course they were out of blueberry. Literally, they were out of everything. Most things blueberry, except I got blueberry sweet tea, which was delicious. And my wife got blueberry something or other. Blueberry lemonade. That's what it was. Blueberry lemonade. And we had fun. We walked around. We saw the things. We had a good time. They had some bluegrass music. Not blueberry grass music, just bluegrass. And then they had a pie eating contest. I'm like, I don't want to watch people, stick their faces in a pie thing. Let's get the hell out of here. Macaroons are delicious, Tom. Oh, so good. Chess says, why don't we hear about blueberry pie more? It's got to most definitely be better than cherry, right? Cherry is so tart. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of cherry pie. I mean, you're my cherry pie, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you don't want to know about Lorraine. You don't want to know about socks. But it was fun. We had a good time. Hung out for a couple hours. Got a lot of steps in. Yeah, you looked up his books. You stay away from that one. Frank says cherry is my favorite of the pies. Mine, apple. And Dutch apple, doesn't matter. As long as it has apple in the title, I'm in. But we did have a good time. There were lines for everything, which is fine. Charlie's not a fan of cherries in general. Blueberry is my favorite of the cobblers. Of all the various cobblers. And then we went home. That hour drive back was nice. Chatted a bit. Came home. My wife sat on the couch. I went lied down in bed. Read some more of Fun City Heist. And then I took a nice long nap. She took a nice long nap. Chad says, cherry pie tastes like here, have everything sweet thing in the world with all in one bite. Also, here have a little tart bitterness. Yeah. I like those Hostess, the little Hostess cherry pies. Those are good. But then again, all of them are good. Were you inspired to write Blyeb? I don't even know what you're trying to say there. I don't even know what that word even could mean. And I'm sure it'll be something completely different. Write a blueberry crime thriller. Oh, is that what Blyeb is short for? No. But I'm sure there will be blueberries in something I write in the next day or two. Blueberry pie is good. Peach cobbler might be better. Peach cobbler is also very good. I'm not a huge pie fan per se. Okay, I don't like lemon meringue, and again, it's a texture thing. You got to have stuff in it. You got to have like chunks of stuff in it. If it's creamy and smooth, I don't like it. But any of the pies, or snosberry, delicious. And then we got up from our respective naps. We're like, we're hungry, and I'm not cooking. You're not cooking. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go get some barbecue. So we went to Yellow Rose Barbecue. We had never been before. And you might want to close your ears for this next part, Lorraine. There was a bunch of hipsters in there. All right, not the whole place. There's also a table of 2 couples with 4 kids, and the place is packed, and the kids are just running around. Kids are sitting at other tables when other people are trying to get their food and sit. Very annoying. But anyway, there was a girl there, and she had the largest bazongas on a skinny girl I have ever seen, and they were just. She had like all cleavage, like the cut of her jib. No, the cut of her shirt was down to her. You could see her belly button, and they were just all sticking out. Hanging out with some hipster dude with a hipster beard and the big hipster glasses and his hat with the straight bill and his cool tattoos. And Shelly, I said, "Holy crap, Miss Boobage," and Shelly laughed. She goes, "Wow." I said, well, she's a butterface. I said, but yeah, she's showing them things off. Let me catch up here. Georgia peach cobbler has almost disappeared down here, and I'm in Georgia. Goodness sake! Whoa, language. I know. Blueberry cozy crime. Banana cream pie, not a fan. There's Peter Marsh. Was it creamy and smooth your nickname in high school? Yes. Also smooth criminal, and also smooth like that Santana song that Rob Thomas wrote. Yeah, lady present. Hi, Peter. You picked an odd time to join in. Yeah, bazongas is right. Tom says it's getting so you can't eat barbecue anymore with wearing skinny jeans. Yeah. That poor girl and her future back problems. And it looked natural too. They looked like they weren't, because they were hanging. So, and she was like in her 20s. I picked the right time to join in, Peter says. Me and Chad hung out with Peter yesterday. Did a lot of writing. Smooth opinion. Yep, there you go. Smooth operator is also one of my nicknames in high school. But the barbecue was very good. I was their brisket delicious. That me and my wife, we got the platter for 2 or whatever they call it. Comes with 3 ribs. We were only able to eat 1 each. That's how much food we had. Brisket, we had ribs were delicious. Pulled pork was delicious. The turkey was very good. There was another meat. I can't think of what it was. Also good. And also we got the French fries were nice. And we got Mexican corn, which is delicious. And their mac and cheese, not so bad. I said to my wife, that's the best mac and cheese I've ever had. And then I thought she was going to punch me because her mac and cheese is friggin' top tier. Smooth by Santana is my least favorite song. I guess the song. Yeah, they just called me Smooth. Frank, good to see you. Your comments. Are you going to join us on Sunday again? JB Smooth. Yeah, that guy. What meat defines good barbecue for you? It's got to be a meat. It's got to have had a face and hooves. That's meat to me. So the like the ribs literally just pulled off the bone. Okay, which is always a great sign. That's what we're looking for. The brisket is got a great char, great crunch, very flavorful. Again, pulls apart. The turkey was juicy. You got to have the juicy turkey. The pulled pork is it's you're shredding it. It's just delicious. Peter says chickens do not have hooves. Maybe in Texas they don't. In Florida they do. This place is filthy with chicken hooves. Tom says brisket. Brisket is good. The brisket was probably my favorite from there. So anyway, so we've tried another barbecue place down here, and I think they're opening one of those closer to us as well. I think they're expanding. I'll rejoin you sooner or later, Peter, but I'm in crazy busy season at work, and I've been trying to catch the Z's on Sunday mornings lately. Nice. Catch some Z's. So it was good. It was very good. And then, giant boobies. And I'm not a boob guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm an ass man. Hey, ass man. So Mission Barbecue does a fantastic turkey. I don't think I've ever had their turkey. The problem with Mission Barbecue, and we have a couple up here, is that their pulled pork is very dry. It's our problem is we don't like to do chains all that much. And Mission Barbecue now has become a chain. And I think when they streamline, like Metro Diner used to be the greatest place ever. They had an awesome deep fried Monte Cristo, they had a couple other things, and then they expanded, and then they just cut their menu in like half. And it's just not as good as it used to be. When we started dating, we used to go to the original Metro Diner, and that was great. And then I remember me and Jay Wilburn went to AuthorCon or Scares That Care one year, and we stayed in Delaware because there was no way he was going to make that ride back and forth. And so we stayed there, and they had a Metro Diner like 2 miles away from our hotel. So me and Jay go, and I wasn't really all that hungry, and I said, "Hey, can I get a half order of the Monte Cristo?" And he's like, "Oh, we don't do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I go to the original one in Jacksonville, Florida, and they'll do a half order on anything." He's like, "Yeah, we don't do that." And I was just so aggravated, and Jay's just staring at me, and I'm like, "Can I talk to a manager?" And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And I just said, "Hey, I go to the original button." He's like, "Yeah, we don't do half orders." And Jay's like, "Just order the whole thing and I'll eat the other half." Because at that point, Jay was on meds and everything, and he was hungry all the time. He was eating like crazy. So I literally ate half, and then he just picked up the whole giant Monte Cristo and just started. He didn't even put syrup, anything on it. He just ate the whole thing. Peter says, "I try to catch bazongos on Sunday morning, but I make the sacrifice to write with Armand and chat." We appreciate that. Keith says, "I always do the brisket and Lisa does the turkey, so I get some of both." Whenever we try a new place, we always find out what the 3-meat platter is or what the thing is. So that was like when we went to Billy Jack's barbecue a couple weeks ago. But they were out of pulled pork, so we didn't get to see what their pulled pork was like. Also, their sauce, their barbecue sauce, their original was actually very good too. Not a condiment. Shut your mouth. Frank says, "Yeah, I think Mission asks you to rely on their barbecue sauces too much." Yeah, that's always the problem for me. Because again, I'm not smothering anything in barbecue sauce. I put a dollop or two. You know what I mean? Just for that added flavor. But I want added flavor, not this is the entire flavor. And that was with the problem with Sonny's over the years. As they expanded more and more, they just lost the actual flavor of their ribs. So now it's just meat that you got to rip off the bone, and you got to put a lot of sauce on it. He says, "Guess it makes a difference when the choices I have is Mission Barbecue and Sonny's." Yeah, so you're taking the lesser of two evils. You guys don't have barbecue down there? I would have imagined you would have something. Jay, as usual, Jay was always the voice of reason. Jay was always talking me off the ledge when I was mad about something or somebody. He's like, "They don't even know you're mad at them." I'm like, What? He's like, they don't know you're mad at them. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm like, I'm not. I'm just mad at him just because I'm mad at him. I'm not gonna pick a fight with anybody. I'm just aggravated, and it's just gonna eat me up inside. It's gonna rent space in my head. Frank says, I didn't realize how close the word bazongas is to the word bazong. Oh, yeah, it's very close. It's within 8 words. Lorraine says, purist. Armage choice did not smoothing barbecue, not Frank's comment. For those running today, what are you working on? Excellent question. I finished that short story yesterday. I'm going to work on another one today. I'm going to finish up another one today. I'm also going to try to, since 2 out of the 4 stories I sent out last Monday, one of them got accepted and one of them is went to the next round. So I'm like, you know what? Good. I'm going to keep sending out stories. And the one I finished yesterday, I worked up last night a little bit. So Troy says, we don't have any chain barbecue places around here, but there are several really good local places. Yeah, we always go local. We always try local. There's a Dustin's, but Lisa and I would have to venture out more often. Yeah, Dustin's is, again, it's one of those, like Sonny's, where there's just not a lot of taste to the meat itself. Keith says, I already wrote 1,200 words on memoir book 5. Nice, Keith. I have a anthology I'm reading on my Kindle now, and then your book is next. Smothering. Okay, I was like, I'm sure it says in not smothering barbecue, right? Oh, I'm not a big even when I use salsa or barbecue sauce or something. I don't want that to be the taste, or else you pour some barbecue sauce on a piece of cardboard and eat that. It's the same thing. Congratulations on the acceptance. Thank you, Chad. Crud, my headache is ramping up my typos. That's not good. I go to Mission Barbecue because that is local barbecue in New Jersey. Yeah, I don't imagine you have a lot of really good, great barbecue choices up there. I know growing up there, we did not. Troy says, I'm going to work on a couple of things for Substack today. Yesterday, I actually wrote almost 3,000 words for submission, probably the most words I've ever written in a day. Congratulations. Chad did 1,000 words this morning. We'll do another 1,000 or so later. Very good. Tom says, I wonder how a slab of barbecued pork roll would be. Delicious. Ponte, is the first one published, or are you going to rapid release or do something else? He says, nice, Charlie. Hope you get even more, Chad. Yeah. I did 892 words yesterday. Very, very good. We were on StreamYard yesterday, me, Pete, and Chad in the morning. We talked like an hour. And then we're like, all right, let's get some writing in. And then I looked over and for a second, because Pete was like slumped like this. And I'm like, is he sleeping? Is he on his couch sleeping? But I guess he was writing. Lorraine says, I started Frank's book, Death Gets a Book, and I'm going to mix in reading Keith's memoir 1 book this week. Ha says, I am just slowly releasing them on Royal Road. I might do the same on Substack sometime, and then I'll probably self-publish on Amazon. Oh, he's got it all figured out, which is probably a good thing. Pete always writes like he's posing for Playboy. Yeah. He lays down on a couch like George Costanza lays down on a couch. What genre, Haas? I accepted that energy I got this weekend. Deadline isn't until August, so I've got plenty of time. Nice. Good luck. You probably already answered that question another day, but my head is mush right now. That's not good. Yeah, like he's posing for the Costanza painting. Exactly. Western fantasy horror, Lorraine. Typo Marsh. Oh my goodness, the spam today. I don't want to be me. It'll be interesting to watch Pete write EdmondoCon. Yeah, I'm like, is he sleeping like Alex from Iowa on the couch? No, he's writing. He says, "Oh shit, I am under my work YouTube account. What are you doing? You're gonna get us all in trouble. Make sure you're following." I think I would like that. I'll keep an eye open for it, Haas. Used to be do my own comics, but that went nowhere fast. Peter's back. I have a curse. You literally just said shit. You said, "Oh shit." Pete gets his own couch. Oh yeah, we got two couches and a chair. You can't have the chairs near on either side of the television though, because those are for Nick Zinn. Yeah, you're right. See, you're cursing again. Let me see where we are with. I'm at 84,450 subscribers. Nice. Keep that going, right? Am I right? I used to write and draw them, but the process just takes too long. Yeah, that's a commitment, right? To do all that. I write comic strips too, but I mainly write prose. Peter, did you think you were logged in under your OnlyFans account? Super nice, Harmon. It is nice. Very nice. Thank you. What story might I work on? I'll work on this one. I don't know if anybody else got this in the mail. Of keen interest. Got it sent to me last week. Apparently his zine. Apparently he's doing a zine now. Ugh. And I'm burping. I was on there. I would be too busy responding to D if I was on there. First, a nice picture. Yeah, when you're doing it all by yourself, it is a daunting task. As much as I go comics, I just can't do it. Wait, is that my 10-year-old's book report? Charlie got it a couple of days ago. All 12,000 of us got one. I'm sure it was more than that. No interest in that zine. We know, Keith. we have our own opinions, which are probably similar to your opinions, except we're not going to say that on a public forum. Almost as profitable as a used bookstore. Is making zines great again. Yep. I'm not sure how many he'll actually do, but in the meantime, no, don't tell us more, Keith. Just keep that to yourself here, because keep it to yourself. That you can't call it a zine. Looks like a term paper. Yeah, there's no graphics at all in this thing. He does have a crossword with all of his books and movies and whatnot, and a short story. And then the crossword puzzle answers on the back, in case you want to cheat. Did it cost money? No. He says I was going to, but now my ODD is coming in. It's free. Apparently, at some point, he said, if you want a copy of this, give me your address. Apparently, he had my address already. I don't believe there are quotes from him. No, I don't believe so. But again, it's only the first issue of volume 2. So who knows? So I did the book review of The Silverfish. I did that. Posted that this morning. Probably tomorrow I'll do my book review of Fun City Heist by Michael Cardos. Very good. And I'll also do a review of, I watched the movie Crime 101. So I'll do a movie review of that as well. So lots of stuff happening. $10 says that when he stops doing the zine, he'll say it's because the demand was too high. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't go full-blown right out of the gate. Wait for the third volume. Yeah. Little hint in the second one, but nothing really concrete. The third volume completely. Lisa and I watched Flight Risk this weekend. Have you seen that one? Flight Risk. I don't know who's in that one. Lorraine says, I watched a few of your recent videos this weekend, Armand, but it looks like I missed one. Which one did you miss? If you missed the review one, the book review, I just put it out at about an hour and a half ago. Tom says, reading Gina Gershon's autobiography written by Geezer Butler. So what is she basically? She talks about what? That she grew up with Lenny Kravitz, and that's like half the book. Geezer and Gina go way back. Yeah. Gina Gershon was quite sexy back in the day. So was one of those Tilly girls. I don't know which one. They both had that je ne sais quoi. Posted in the short mystery thing that I was accepted. My short story for Yellow Mama, Breaking the Chains. I wonder where I got that title from. Oh, you just got a spam from Scarlet with 2 T's, Pearl. I'm sure that's her real name. And Habib Fatai. Are you related to Joey Fatone? Okay, so I did finish reading The Friends of Eddie Quell. I thought there was too much redundancy. Didn't do it for me. Now it's Avonwood time. Zero redundancy in Avonwood, Keith, I promise. Literally, read the first chapter of Avonwood Exodus, Keith, and then it's just, he repeats the same chapter 14 more times. Topher Grace and Marky Mark are stars. And is that Marky Mark with his bald head or whatever? Was it good? I saw the commercials for it when it first came out, but keep believes in chat. Tiger does. Limp Bizkit. You're getting so much closer, Frank. Breaking the Chains featuring George Lynch in one paragraph, then just back to regular Breaking the Chains. The main character's name, George Lynch. George Dokken, and Don Lynch. Right, so I need to take another stab at a promotional video for a Foster Homes and Flies since it didn't hit the viewer count I was looking for. The book deserves so much more, so I think I'll do serious. Fun fact. If a girl named Scarlett spells her name with 2 T's, you better believe her name is Scarlett. Yeah. Yeah, that's not her stripper name. We watched the Investigation Discovery last week, and the girl's stripper name was Stacy with an I. Like, that's the best you can come up with for a stripper name. I shall call you Cinnamon. Clarice was real good, very claustrophobic. Interesting. Did you pay for it, or was it on a Netflix or any of that? Because I'm not paying for movies. I'll just wait. Like, the only reason I watched Crime 101 is because we were flashing around Netflix whatever night, and I was like, "Hey, this is on. I'll watch this." She's like, "Yeah, I don't want to watch that." I'm like, "All right." Her stripper name is Peanut Butter. Right, that's better than Stacy with an I. Tell you what, I'm exciting. You are exciting for book 2 of Neon Owl. He's almost done. Was her real name Stacy with a one? No, this is the weird part. Like, her real name was, I think, Susan, Susan or Sharon, something like that. And her stripper name was Stacy with an I. They kept saying that, Stacy with an I. Haas says probably. Substack said, "Congratulations, Armand Substack has 100 subscribers." All right, I guess I hit 100 subscribers. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Jimmy can crack corn. I don't care. I think we saw it on HBO. I do not have HBO, and I will not be getting HBO. It'll eventually come around to somewhere else. Again, it looked good. We were like, yeah, we'll see that, but we're not going to a movie to see that. Into a theater, or as my wife says, theater. Peter, I did not watch that conspiracy thing that you sent me yesterday. Yeah, it is on my list. It is on my post-it note to watch, though. Do you have paid subscriber to your Substack? No. No, I don't have Substack. Substack for me is reading Charlie's stuff, dumping all of my YouTube videos so people will come and join me on YouTube, and I'll go through the feed and I'll chat with some people, but I'm not going to post anything exciting over there. YouTube eventually I will have the paid section and all that open, but I'm taking my time with it. Like, we're still going to do this, but I'll probably do other stuff if I feel like it. I don't ever want to feel like, oh, I have to do this, and then I'm like, like that's what Patreon is for. Ooh. Just going through some emails right now. Yeah, well, I should be, I don't know, writing. I know some others have Patreons and Substack, and you have to pay for both. Yeah, I mean, you got to pay for most of my Patreon. There is some free stuff on there, but again, what is the return on investment for me? It's not going to be a lot. So why am I going to chase? Why am I going to chase that dollar? I put all my chase dollars into YouTube right now. A lot of comic book writers will give you access to their Discord if you sign up for Patreon or Substack. Okay. William Boyle posted something about Jordan Harper, and someone in the commercial said he thought Jordan was a woman. Wow. Not with that cool mustache he has. I guess tomorrow that book officially comes out. Me and Tom have already read it, of course. If in hate using Discord, what about everyone else on here? Haas never been on Discord. I'm not a fan of Discord. Again, I don't need new things. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, you should do this, this," and I don't want to do this, this, and this. I want to do what I'm doing, what I know, what I'm comfortable with. Build it out from there eventually. Otherwise, whatever. Chaz, I still haven't read Harper yet, but I do own Shotgun. He is one of my favorites. And he was a cool guy to meet. Tom says every single book he's written has been better than the last, Chad, and they're all really good. I agree. Is he a horror writer, crime thriller writer? He's a crime thriller writer. One of the best out there right now. I think he's doing it this weekend or something. Him and he's doing an appearance. He's out in California. And I think S.A. Cosby is interviewing him at some event. Somebody's mowing their grass and the wind is blowing, and now I smell grass and I'm going to sneeze. Thanks. I might be a little late tomorrow if I'm going to be on at all. You know I will be. I have a phone call at noon I have to take. My wife loves Shotgun. I've not seen the movie yet. I'm waiting for it to come on like Netflix or something. Yeah, every release is just better. Looks like it's on MGM Plus. I don't know if I even have that. 88% Rotten Tomato score. My wife loves Shotgun, the book, the movie, or she has a shotgun. William Boyle's defense, when I looked up Jordan Harper, a woman also came up who talks about skincare routines. That's the same person. I have MGM Plus so I can watch the show from. I saw the first season of that and I loved it. But then I don't have then they never put any more on. I think it was Netflix or Amazon Prime, one of those. Keith loved Hobo with Shotgun. Almost the same movie, Keith. Literally, we were all talking the same thing. got to finish watching the Harlan Coben Maestro thing. I think I got two more of those left. I'm gonna watch those later. Charlie also seconds Hobo with a shotgun. I live in Texas and I don't have a shotgun. I doubt it. I doubt you live in Texas and I doubt you don't have a shotgun. I just don't feel like writing. When Peter walks down the street, people point and say, "That's the guy who doesn't have a shotgun." Yeah, he doesn't go out of his. He doesn't go outside, and has an OnlyFans. I'm sure you're making a lot of money with that, buddy. A lot of money. Man, this wind is just blowing this right in the window. 71 degrees here. Gorgeous. I think this is like the high. It's overcast. It's nice. Nice. Peter says it's true. I don't go outside in the summer that much. I'm reluctant to go outside today. My cat scratched my face last night. You got to be gentle. Tom, how's that new dog over there? Fucking dog was gigantic. We have a bunch of wildfires in Georgia into Florida. Really bad. Last week when we were coming back from Biloxi, the 295, there was like so much smoke. And I guess they haven't contained them yet. We've had no rain in a long time. And there's a pet rescue place. And the fire was getting closer. So the lady was trying to like basically just temporarily give away all these dogs and horses and cats and everything. And Jess, in her infinite wisdom, was like, "We could take a dog. We'll take a small dog." And the lady's like, "Yeah, here's a small dog, 15 pounds or something." It's like, I don't know, 30 pounds, this giant dog. My wife brought it to the house yesterday, and one of the cats, Maisie, went crazy. She was trying to claw at it and chase it out. I was like, "Yeah, bring this dog over to Tom. I didn't ask for a dog. Tom did." You know who wants this stupid dog? Tom. Tom dog. The dog is Puppuccino. I guess a dumb name for a dog. Although I guess it's better than naming your dog Rocket, which I think is one of Tommy Clark's dog's names. Tom says, "Better check yourself for cat scratch fever." Let's see what you did there, Tom. Do they point like Donald Sutherland in Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Because that'd be chilling. That would be chilling. Yeah, just picture that, but with a UT hat on. Better than having a UTI. Chess is doing some online shopping over here. The month of May has my wife's birthday, our wedding anniversary, and Mother's Day. Lots of shopping. Nice. Tom says, "To be fair, I didn't ask for one either. It was the girl's idea." I'm sure you had no say in it, because that's just what happens. That is not your dog's name, Frank. Don't say that. I think that person finally stopped mowing their lawn. My neck hurts. I don't think I'm going to get much writing in today. I might later. I got a bunch of stuff to do. So at some point, I'll be like looking at my list and I'll be like writing. We named the dog Dragon. Nice. Does it complain about everything? Let's Google it. Will Dragon be back on Skinwalker Ranch this season? Bryant Dragon Arnold is absent from season 6 due to family health matters, focusing on his son's health. While not active in filming, he is still considered part of the team supporting the investigation. It is unconfirmed if he will return for future seasons, though fans express hope for his comeback. God, I hope he does come back. We always ask it what he thinks we should do, and the dog is always like, "Do not dig." You saw what happened to one of the girls' heads blew up like that when you started digging in the yard. Key says she wanted a dog. Tom didn't want a dog, so they compromised and got a dog. Yeah, that's how it works. I didn't want any cats. I didn't want a dog. I have 2 cats and a dog. Armin, have you ever considered drawing the curtains? That might help. And then I can't see outside. So no, that's not an option. He always comes up with the obvious answer. Frank actually named him Bryant, but the dog insists on being called Dragon. Exactly. That's exactly that's exactly right. I suffer from bipolar depression. Haas, if that is your real name. And so the first thing I do every morning is make sure all of the blinds are open in the house and there's as much sunlight as possible and there are lights on. I do not like it dark. It bothers me. Now, dark, like when I'm going to bed, like at night, I'm fine with it. But if it's light outside, then I need this window. I need the this blind open so I can see. If it gets like where it's all dark and rainy, though, I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to go lay down and read. According to this AI thing here, Frank, as of April 2026, which is recently, the average annual pay for cast members on The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch is approximately $36,173 a year, or about $17.39 an hour. Salaries typically range from $30,000 to $40,000, with top earners making around $47,000 annually. While the crew receives a salary for the work on the show, the ranch owner, Brandon Fugel, is a wealthy real estate developer. These figures represent roles associated with the production of the show, which may include scientific, investigator, security, and technical staff. Brian Fugue is not a billionaire. Loser. He's only net worth is roughly $800 million. Darkness on the edge of Armand's house. Exactly. I get it. I was just making a crack about distractions. I need distractions constantly. My Chinese lady and her Puerto Rican husband are always running by. The girl with the I haven't seen anybody today out here, which is weird because it's 71 degrees. So you think it would be nice to get some walking in. Hello, darkness, my old friend. 47K to carry around a broken cell phone. Yes. Is Travis Taylor a real scientist? Yes. Dr. Travis Taylor is a real scientist, engineer, and author with extensive professional credentials, not just a television personality. He holds multiple advanced degrees. Brandon Fugel has 7 children, but he lives in Utah, so that's not a lot. Dr. Travis Taylor is married to Karen Taylor. They live in Summerville, Alabama, and have 2 children. His wife appeared in the pilot episode of Rocket City Rednecks. It's just real. It's just so random when you look stuff up in AI. Just send you a bunch of different things. 7 children from only 2 wives. He got divorced. He had 3 kids. He got divorced, and then he had 4 kids with his wife, his current wife. I mean, he's not a good looking guy, but $800 million really makes you good looking. That's the point where women are like, yes, I will definitely have sex with you unprotected. I want to have babies with you now. Babies now. Do you think there are Skinwalker Ranch groupies? That's an interesting question. Let's ask AI. Are there Skinwalker Ranch groupies? Yes. A dedicated, active, and global community of Skinwalker Ranch groupies exists, composed of fans who closely follow the show, watch live, and sometimes travel to the Utah border to try and witness phenomena. They gather on platforms. So they have an insider group, 8,500 subscribers, engaged directly through the official insider group program, monitoring live video feeds and data for anomalies. The ranch is private property, but enthusiasts frequently camp at the nearby UFO Valley ATV campground on the mesa behind it to watch the sky. And they attend specialized events like Phenomicon to interact with the team and explore the surrounding area. Many, though not all, fans take the scientific findings of the show very seriously. Doesn't say if any of them are having sex with any of the cast members, though. They're called Skinners. Do you mean groupies that are ranch flavored? Yeah, Cool Ranch groupies, they call them. Yeah, that's not a groupie. That's just a moron who believes in this stuff. But if you look at that which one of those guys is going to be having sex. Definitely not Eric Bard. That super nerd. Sometimes this dragon's getting all up in those hidden valleys. Yeah. Good times. I gotta read the other one of that Kyra Ruda's books because I'm doing that lit chat thing on the 12th. It's in a couple weeks. You know, really look at that Pete Davidson guy. Pete Davidson's a good looking guy. If that guy was just like delivering pizzas on Staten Island, he'd still be dating Ariana Grande and all those women. It's not about him being on Saturday Night Live, him having money, any of that stuff. It's about he's a good looking guy. There's got to be a Pamela DeBars of Skinwalker Ranch. You think? There's Shelly. Everybody be cool. We're definitely talking about two different Pete Davidsons. Pete Davidson is a very good looking. In fact, sometimes my wife makes me put on a Pete Davidson mask. Because like most women, she says he's really hot. Everybody's saying hello to Shelly. No, she doesn't. Yeah, everybody behave. Wait, are you joking? Am I joking about what? And follow along, Peter Marsh. Where's the Tom Cruise? Yeah. My wife hates Tom Cruise. I was going to say dislike, but no, it's hatred. If there's ever a Tom Cruise movie on, I got to watch it when she's not even in. I can't even have her in town. I can't even have her in her mother's house. And that's just too close. Shelly, do we have MGM Plus? Yeah, not funny, Tom Duffy. Shelly, Arm is up here talking jive again. Whoa. My language. Yeah, jive talking. Shelly just says no. Charlie says, why the dislike of Tom Cruise? Shelly says, because he sucks. Yeah, she does not like, but I also have that intense hatred for Melissa McCarthy. Is that her name? I just can't stand her. Pete wants to know, is Pete Davidson being attractive? You're not a woman, so you don't see it. He says, I hate Tom Cruise too. Can't be a part of his daughter's life because she's not in the cult. Jeez. She it's not even him, it's the She just hates his movies, his acting. He's got the creepiest laugh ever. He's got charisma. He's got money. He doesn't have Pete Davidson is an ugly Staten Island fool, and if he was delivering pizzas, he couldn't get laid. Tom Cruise in Magnolia, though. Oh my god, that movie was awful. Again, me and you chatted. We have completely different likes and dislikes. See, she shows it no chat. Like I'm going to see on the Saturday of MondoCon because I always try to have somebody like a special guest for dinner for us. Maybe I'll invite Pete Davidson. He's probably not doing anything. I think Tom Cruise is supposed to be in a horror movie soon. Some of his sci-fi stuff has been okay. Of course, a lot of his stuff has been just completely awful. Like Vanilla Sky, awful. Eyes Wide Shut, awful. Tom Cruise's Jock Reacher's spot on, yeah. I mean, except for he was half the size, and I don't know how he would really scare anybody. But yeah, I mean, other than all that, other than let's put Tom Cruise in this movie for a money grab, and I'm amazed that they were able to pivot and actually do the series right after that. Hope it's not a sequel to his goofy mummy movie. And he's always bragging that he does his own stunts on everything. I'm like, eventually you're going to do something like that and you're going to die. And my wife will be happy. Oh, wait, it is a thriller. I think it's called Digger. I wonder if that one Cruise impersonator has a cameo. That'd be the perfect gag gift for Shelley on her birthday. Or not. Listen, I'm hanging by a string here to my marriage at this point. If I did something like that, it is over. Pete Davidson and Colin Jost bought one of the Staten Island ferries to turn into a club. Yeah, several years ago, and now they're actually fighting about it, and they're going to go to court over it because neither of them is doing what they're supposed to do with it. It's a whole big thing. And a stupid idea to begin with. Mm. Yeah, so I'm not getting any writing in, pretty much, it looks like. I will this afternoon. So, yeah, to answer the early question, we did not get blueberry muffins. Although I do want blueberry muffins. I'm gonna make my list right now. Blueberry muffins is at the top of that list. Always put creamer on the list. Always. All right, new list started. If Colin Jost was a pizza delivery guy, he wouldn't be married to Scarlett with two T's Johansson. No way. He would still be married to her. At least he's better, arguably better looking than Pete Davidson. His brother is the ugly dude. His brother's the producer on Impractical Jokers. If Colin and Pete Davidson had opened up their own pizza place on Staten Island, then they would be getting all these hot chicks. 100%. No doubt in my mind. Oh, if they weren't who they were, they would automatically be pizza delivery guys. That's the best. That's the best second job that either of them could get. We talk about Willem Dafoe. Now there's a cool dude I'd like to be friends with. I'm going to be honest with you, Chad. I've met him and he does not like you. He said, I never want to be in the same room with Chad Lusky. He's told me that. Sal's apparently opening up his own pizza place. I didn't even know Sal was married. I think he's got a kid, right? I don't know. My wife told me that. He was just here. He was just in Jacksonville a couple, 3 weeks ago. So it's as different once in the history of the world as anyone said that guy looks like Willem Dafoe. Sally Boy, yep. Loves him in Spider-Man. Sal Volcano from Practical Jokers. I don't remember him in Spider-Man. Which Spider-Man? Hasn't there been 4,700 different iterations of Spider-Man at this point? Oh, you know what? Red potatoes. I'm going to be honest with you, Haas. He hated you when he was in Spider-Man. He told me. He's like, I do not like that guy watching me in Spider-Man. I knew who you meant. And also, he did not like you. Spider-Man 1229. I don't even know what any of that means, as usual. That means nothing to me. Ooh. I had some shrimp. What? Teeth whistle when I say shrimp. Shrimp and pasta for lunch. And tonight, I think we're gonna have. I took out a little bit of chicken, and we're gonna have beans and rice with chicken. I think that'll be a hearty meal. And it would right. Listen, don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. Guy don't like you. Give the guy a break. It's bad enough they spelled his first name wrong. Yeah. Spider-Man Part 1229. Oh, that the instead of you put the that's yeah. A touch of chicken. Yeah, like four tenderloins. That was all that was left in the bag. A moat of chicken. Better than a molting chicken. Those don't taste really good. An unplethora of chicken. Yeah, non-plethora, I think is how you're supposed to say it. I think I might end this in about 8 or 9 minutes or so. I mean, I've already taken a shower, crossed that off my list. I've had lunch, did a book review, did this thing, lost a pound this week. Eating better. Nonplussed. Nonplussed that I'm eating better? Well, that's kind of rude. On Friday, I might go see the hot dog lady. You showered. It isn't Saturday. I was out Saturday. I missed Saturday. You can't end this until we've discussed Bigfoot and Oak Island. I'm waiting for Nick. Nick is always my Oak Island guy. Says Nick. Actually, Nick used to watch it. Now I just tell him what they did not find again this week. You want to discuss Bigfoot? I don't believe that Bigfoot exists. Or at some point, we would have found something more than that grainy, stupid fake video. I do believe, indubitably believe that there are giant sea creatures at the bottom of the ocean because we have not touched on like 90 something percent of the ocean. And I really do believe that there's stuff deep, deep down there in the dark. I don't know if it's like a megalodon necessarily, but I think there are giant squid down there that are bigger than we've ever seen. Tom says more wood. Billy's 190 pounds. Buy their wine. Now Oak Island's is discussed. Yeah. What about Bigfoot's southern cousin, the skunk ape? Also does not exist. Frank believes in Chickenfoot. You mean the Sammy Hagar band? I believe they exist too. Listen, they're all fun stories. All the cryptid things are really a lot of fun. And I would love for them to be true. I would. I would love for somebody to be like, look at this. Look, we reeled up the Loch Ness monster. It's real. And then we killed it. And now let's get the taxidermy guy on here and we'll mount it because we literally just killed the Loch Ness monster. I would love for that. I bet you believe Mothman is an owl, huh? Blasphemy. This is what I believe. I believe nobody saw anything because it's not a real thing. You're welcome. I need proof. Like Tony Harris says, the proof is out there, but Tony, I'm not seeing it. Again, I love the idea of Mothman. I love the idea about all these creatures, but you gotta show me that it's real. Bigfoot is a hoax? Well, I don't know what to believe in now. I'm disheartened. I'm going to ruin this for you right here, too. Haas, your parents should have told you this a long time ago. Tooth Fairy, not real. Santa Claus, not real. I mean, the Easter Bunny does exist. I mean, that's fact. But the rest of them, Jimmy Flag, that comes around on Flag Day and puts a little flag under all the good girls and boys' pillows, that's not a real thing. Bigfoot is interdimensional, which is why it's so hard to get proof. Exactly, which I don't believe in any of that either. Chad says, if there were ever going to be any type of Bigfootian creatures, I like that, I feel like it'd have to be somewhere like in the Amazon where there's several thousand miles to hide. Who am I to yuck anyone's yum? If you saw my cousin, you would believe in skunk ape. The same smell too, right? Probably. I believe there are parts of the world, obviously lots of places where we have not been. Or if we've been the middle of the jungles, okay? We're still finding stuff all the time. Bottom of the ocean. We're still finding stuff all the time. So I'm not saying Santa and the Tooth Fairy too. Yeah, those two aren't real. I'm not saying that there's 100% it doesn't exist. I just don't believe it does. I don't believe aliens are visiting us. I think if the aliens were going to visit us, it would be like Independence Day, and they would just fly over, announce themselves, and then just start taking our women. That's what I believe would happen. I don't believe they're finding some dude in a cornfield in Iowa, and they're scooping him up to anally probe him. I don't believe that that's what they're doing. Again, I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. Or as they'd say, I could be 110% wrong. That's not, percentages just go to 100. Again, Armand's opinion. It's the name of this channel. And I would love to be proven wrong. God, I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for somebody to go, well, they just captured a Bigfoot. And you know what? They captured Bigfoot. You know the first thing Bigfoot said is, stop calling me Bigfoot. My name is Daryl. Their beauty standards are different from ours, obviously. I'm gonna imagine a female Bigfoot would fall in love with Pete Davidson. Guarantee. Tic Tacs are U.S. military tech. Yeah, if you watch that Conspiracies and Conspiracies and Cover-Up show, they did a whole episode. Episode 2 was all about the New Jersey drones. I'm not going to ruin it for you. It was a good episode. And it isn't space aliens. It isn't morons from North Jersey flying their drones around, for the most part. The Congo Basin in Central Africa is nearly 4 million square kilometers. What's a I don't even know what a kilometer is. They always say, and I'm like, just how many football fields is it? How many whales? Give me that in a measurement. And the Amazon is like 6.7 million. So much room for hide and seek. Exactly. Bigfoot is the name of my creator. And here's the thing. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying at this point, I can't see how we haven't found anything yet. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And again, please prove me wrong. Please, somebody go into the Amazon and don't go to find a giant snake with Jack Black and ruin a movie franchise. I'm not saying that. I saw they are filming the next season of the Jackal. That was a pretty good show. Hopefully, Jack Black is not in that. Kilometer is like 3/4 of a mile. So how many kilometers then are we talking? Like 8 miles? The ways of Bigfoot are mysterious, yes. And especially everybody has their opinion on it. And all these experts will tell you that their opinion is the only one that matters, kind of thing. And I'm always like, Frank says I found a quarter on the sidewalk. But was it a meter? Was it a kilometer? You know, how big was it? You don't know. By the way, I'm not a Bigfoot apologist, but like most, I'd love to believe. I would also love to believe. I just, at this point, at this juncture in my 56 years, I don't see anything that has proven that it is out there. I suppose you're going to tell me there's no chupacabra. Frank. Again, their opinion, right? This is Armand's opinion. This is my opinion. My opinion is chupacabra, no. Although I would believe a chupacabra more based on Josh Gates episodes than Bigfoot. I believe chupacabra is just a misidentified canine animal. But it could be. Yeah, like the channel name, exactly. Isn't there a Loch Ness monster in Iowa somewhere? I gotta find that guy again and see if he actually put out that dumb book, or was it Iowa, Iowa or Idaho? One of the Illinois. Yeah, he's definitely the Loch Ness monster, but in the U.S., which makes absolutely no sense. I just love how he argued with everybody. Well, this is my creation. This is my book. There's no giant sea monster in this lake. That's why I'm putting it in this lake here in Iowa. What are you doing? Bigfoot is the world champion at hide and seek. Fight me. Oh, I'll fight you. I gotta fight you. Walk Ness Monster is my favorite Chinese place. That's a great name for a Chinese place. If there's a Loch Ness Monster in Iowa, would it still have a Scottish accent? You know what? That is an excellent idea. I'm gonna have to find that guy and see if he gave it a Scottish accent. Loch Ness monsters can be found in any body of water. They're watching you from the puddle on the sidewalk. It is very true. Just ridiculous. When we were on, when we did Beers and Fears years ago, we went up to the Baseball Hall of Fame. My wife had never been, and we went over Lake Champlain on the ferry, but we did not see Champy. Although maybe it was the Loch Ness Monster over there. Who knows? Loch Ness Monster is great. Loch Ness from Iowa. Again, I'm not saying it like I don't believe 100%. I'm saying like you have to prove it to me, and you have not proven any of these things. It's like on Oak Island. Last week they go, we got a couple of weeks left before the snow's coming. We won't be able to do anything. So let's send 6 of us to the Azore Islands to look at a wall, 600-year-old wall of rocks that were piled. Oh, this looks just like the rock wall on Oak Island. So in the entire world, there's a rock wall at the Azores, and there's a rock wall on Oak Island. Nowhere else has anybody in the history of mankind, I don't know, piled rocks together to build a wall. Just dumb. You guys, Lorraine has her debut coming out next week. Yeah. Yeah, I have it marked. I have it marked on my calendar, my planner. This guy found some hair that wasn't not human, so there, proof. Yeah, what is it though? They don't know. Again, if you said, look, this is legitimately, we've run this through CODIS, whatever it is. It's somebody who hasn't killed anybody, but definitely Bigfoot. It comes up as Bigfoot hair. I'll be like, all right, you know what? All right, we're in. I get it. Because Bigfoot built those specific rock walls. Yeah. Well, I watched that Hunting Bigfoot or whatever show before the one guy, Russ, was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. This is dumb. But they would always like, oh, there's a branch broken. Well, Bigfoot's been through here. No, you're in the middle of the friggin' woods in Washington State or North California. No Cal. And there are other animals out here, you moron. Exciting times for her. Looking forward to Lorraine's book. As am I. I have till next week to read Keith's book. And then she's also doing Kindle Unlimited, so I will then download her book. But then I will buy an actual print copy of it. There's likely possibly primate here amongst other plant life. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. When's Lorraine's book coming out? On the 5th. Next Tuesday. Week from tomorrow. Tomorrow. You're just trying to convince yourself that monsters aren't real so you can sleep at night. Oh, there's real monsters out there, Frank. I've run into them. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't like to be scared at night. May 5th on Lorraine's book, or was it the 4th? It's the 5th. It's the Tuesday. Again, that's my opinion. Well, if you have Frank's Opinion channel, I would love to watch it. Frank's Opinion. This hot sauce, not nearly hot enough. They had one of the booths at the Blueberry Festival, was all kinds of hot sauces and stuff. I think my wife took a gander. I did just remember the macaroons, though. We got to have some of those tonight. I lost a pound this week. On Amazon? Yeah, it will be on Amazon. It's not up for pre-order, but you can grab it on next Tuesday. You may not believe in Bigfoot, but Bigfoot believes in you. Do you really think that, Charlie? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I think if Bigfoot does exist, and he's probably more than likely one of my 80,000 subscribers, he's probably going, you know what? I don't believe in you, buddy. I don't care about your opinion. Yeah, because Bigfoot could fit under your bed. Gee, maybe a little Bigfoot. And you don't know, my bed actually, I got to climb up it with a ladder. My bed is actually, my wife likes the bed 18 feet off the ground. So they can easily get down there. Stop ripping up my couch. Peter Marshall's got to sleep on that couch in a few months. Well, that's the other thing. I did the MondoCon email. Man, this list keeps getting bigger and bigger. Frank says, "Was there a blueberry hot sauce? I don't remember. There's all kind of like hot honeys and stuff. I don't know. Blueberries pair wonderfully with scorpion peppers. I've heard that. I've heard if you stuff the blueberry, if you stuff scorpion pepper inside a blueberry." Charlie says, "I bet he likes that one you wrote about him for Severed Press." You know what? Or the one set in New Jersey, The Beast. Or the novella I wrote called The Missing Link, which is about a swamp ape, or a skunk ape, is set in Florida, which was in my last short story collection. Okay, so I think my ass found your what did your wife give you 2 cookies this week? Armand will be a believer after he reads my memoir. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Oh, so it's nonfiction. Then I didn't realize you're writing nonfiction over there. All right. Well, then I will keep an open mind. I just after reading that book that guy just wrote about the Bigfoot people and everything, I'm like, these people are just nuts. These are conspiracy theorist people who just believe in anything because they want to believe. And I get it. You want to believe in something. Got to be starting something. I didn't know about the skunk ape one. Yeah. It's a novella. It came out, I forget what press put it out years ago. It was a Big Five publisher put it out. So they had this anthology that, like, the first story was like a 10-word thing, and then 100-word, and then it kept building up until it got to a novella, which I think was 20 or 20,000 words maybe. And that was my story. I was the last story and the longest story in it. I think it was in 6. Let me look. Nope, not 6. 6 is Tool Shed. Let's try 5. Yeah, 5. Missing Link. About 105 pages or so. So in OTT, The Complete Short Fiction of Armand Rosamilia, Volume 5, you will find the story Missing Link. I thought I had a skunk ape living in my woodshed. Turns out it was just a big skunk. And it's so close to call that, though. You know what I'm saying? So close. Yeah. My stomach's making noises. I didn't even drink a second cup of coffee today, which is weird. Jim always has a second cup at home. Or Jim never has a second cup at home. My compliments to the sweet roll man. Tries to check it out. Would you consider doing a best of short fiction? Are you down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. So every year on my birthday, November 21st, I do another short story collection of old, new, anything in the middle, because eventually all of my short stories I want to be released, so you can easily you'll have, what, 20 books you can check out. So I'm never going to do like a best of kind of thing, because I'm always just going to keep putting these out. OTT, other people's trash trunks. Yes. OTT, over the top. There was a magazine I would read in the 80s. Actually, there were several different ones. And Kerrang would sometimes do it. Metal Forces magazine, Kick Axe, a couple other ones. And they would always say, like someday, be like, oh, the new Exciter album is OTT. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? Oh, it means over the top. So that's, I used to say it all the time. I used to say OTT. I say it to my wife a lot, and she drives her nuts. If Woody had gone straight to the police, exactly. Ah, good times. So that's where we are. So Haas threw out a thing there, and we talked about it. And we got him. Yeah, exactly. But again, you have a Bigfoot show on TV, I'm going to watch it. You have anything about any cryptids, I'm going to watch it. About 10 more minutes. I'll do the 2 hours today. I don't care. No skin off of my back. A lot of hair on my back too. I got a big list of things to do today though, so I'm going to kill it this afternoon. Again, tomorrow I will be on probably about 12:30, I would imagine. Somewhere around there, I'm going to be on a phone call for several minutes in the morning. And I'm not trying to vague book anything. It just has nothing to do with anything really important here. So I'm not trying to be. I'll be on with my agent, or I really can't talk about this publisher calling me tomorrow. You know that crap. I watched a great shark movie yesterday. A great one. What's the name of this? Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack. I wish that was a real movie. You see, there's another shark movie coming that Nick didn't even tell me about. It's going to be like in the theaters. Arizona West says the theaters on Pluto. Amazing. I have Pluto. That's one of those channels I don't even think about though. I saw a trailer for a new movie the other day. That seems very vague, Charlie. I would imagine you would have hopefully more information. Well, that Deep Water ones comes out May 1st. So Friday. Yeah, Aaron Eckhart, right. I pressed the arrow I have with. Yeah, that's Deep Water. We talked about that one last week. That looks awful. Also coming out is The Bay, a survival thriller set in Thailand, focusing on a sinking tour boat surrounded by tiger sharks, featuring practical animatronic shark effects. I don't know what a release date is for that. 2026, it says. The Ascent, a thriller set in Europe involving a wedding group stuck suspended over shark infested waters. Other developing projects include a seventh installment in the Sharknado franchise. So I would imagine that these will be on Netflix or whatever very soon. Then I can watch them. At some point this week, maybe even today, look for another MondoCon email. Only the sharks are practical. What about the tigers? Will they be CGI? I don't know. It really does. It's really very vague. Dear God, another Sharknado. I've not watched any of the Sharknado movies. And I hope to keep that streak intact when the next one comes. That seems like one of those, hey, look for a franchise that we can buy for cheap. Oh, they're not doing any of those Sharknado things again. All right, let's do one of those again. Let's find a bunch of washed up has been actors and actresses. Hmm. I do like me a good shark movie though. I mean, I haven't seen too many good shark movies, but I don't feel like I'm ever gonna get through these emails. Lava Lantula was peak Sharknado ripoff. I don't even know what that was. So there was a couple three things on Netflix or Prime that looked in movies or whatever looked interesting. I want to watch that Joe Nesbo series, but me and my wife are watching. What are we watching? We're watching something. We've gotten the Night Agent. We're watching the latest season of that. I think season three. It's all right so far. I'm glad the girl from the first two seasons is not in it because man was she annoying. Oh, the cats are playing. I'm falling asleep. I'm falling out. Back hurt a lot yesterday. I sat there and watched the Red Sox win a game with their new head coach. That's why I'm usually not annoyed by people. I know, right? Isn't that weird? It's just so different for me. I have been in a better mood this week. I've been more positive this week, trying. I mean, I'm not like, hey, I'm positive all week. I've been trying, though. Nap time for the Lutzker. Have a good day, people. All right, Chad. I will definitely be here on Wednesday. I'll probably be here on tomorrow. Maybe a little later in more like 12:30, quarter to 1, somewhere in that range. So if you're around, please join us. I got about 2.5 minutes left, and then we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for watching all of my videos and watching through the commercials. For some reason, I've gotten a lot of golf commercials, I've noticed, yesterday when I was running. Later, Lilker. Chedleski liked talking to his shoe. It's the blueberries. That's why you're in a good mood. You know what it could be? Blueberry sweet tea was very good. Later. I want to thank everybody for hitting the subscribe button. I want to thank everybody for watching live and for watching this afterwards. I want to thank, I'd like to thank the Academy. Cheers right back at you, Keith. Right back at you. Minute and a half. I got to go to the 2 hour mark, and then I'll call it. But I got a long post-it note of things to do, so I better knock this stuff out. The next one is the garbage in my office. I have a garbage can that's probably twice as high. I keep piling the K-cups on top of it. So, like, I know as soon as I move this thing, it's going to completely topple over. See everyone late, Charlie says. Later. There is a genuine happiness on your face when you talk about blueberry sweet tea. It was delicious. Just delicious. Keith says I get a lot of publishing commercials. Yeah, when I'm like just running videos, I'm like, what are all these Titleist commercials? Why do I keep getting golf commercials? I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm letting them run. So hopefully, still averaging $4 or $5 a day at this point. Something. And it's not enough to keep me going. Haas says, me too. Here's one thing I don't enjoy: golf. All right, people, we're wrapping this up. Again, thank you, everybody. Seriously, thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Thank you for noticing the smile on my face when I talk about blueberry sweet tea. I think I have to figure out. I have to ask my wife, how do we make blueberry sweet tea? I will see everybody tomorrow. Definitely see you on Wednesday. Have a good day.